Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit or Zappy here, back again with Hunter x Hunter. We're on episode 114, and in the last episode we are continuing on with the mission that has only been taking place across, 40 seconds? Something like that. It's mental. 3 episodes. 3 episodes, 40 seconds. It's nuts. But anyway, yes, so Gon, Killua, they managed to get past Youpi. Now they've split up at this point. Gon knows exactly where Neferpitou is. Netero and Zeno are moving on with the king. I don't know where they're heading. I guess just out into the desert somewhere. Far enough away. So that, I guess it's so that obviously the king can't do any damage to Kamugi, right? And that's the reason why. Morel has met up with Shia, and that fight is basically going to be a fight to the death. I mean, because otherwise Shia is not going to be able to get out to get to the king. And I mean, at that point, see, it's fucked, because I can almost see a chain in my head of what can go on. So I already said at the end of the last episode, I have a bad feeling about Morel, and I feel like he's not going to make it out, which means Shia will. Now Shia is heading towards where Kamugi is, because that's where he knows where the king is, or at least that's where the king was. But unforeseen circumstances have now happened, and they're away, which means I feel like Morel will die, which means Shai can get out, go to Kamugi. The king's not there to protect Kamugi, and Gon's going to be fighting it. Oh god, I don't know how this is. I don't know. How's Gon going to react to? I don't know. I don't know. Shit's just going down anyway. Akalgo's in he's in tension territory, pressure. He's undercover, but I don't know what he's going to do. Welfin, the wolf chimera, and already knows that something's up with that. And yeah, we've got Shoot and Knuckle, who are dealing with Youpi right now. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to really talk about. I think we're just going to get straight into episode 114 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, episode 114. Right. Right, well, I'll start off by talking about something that I was actually supposed to talk about last episode. Is the idea that over the course of time and the course of the series, that Gon's and Killua's sort of their own ways have they merged, and then they kind of crossed over, and now that's why obviously I think you're seeing Killua sort of struggle or ask questions specifically now, but I love that. I do love that moment because at the beginning of this episode where Killua just he questions it for a second, but then jumps and follows him. I love that moment because it's like the culmination of their friendship that they've had throughout the entire show. Which is the idea of it doesn't matter why I need to question it, or why this is happening. It's just a case of I need to be there with my friend, because I want to be there and I want to help him. I don't want him to get hurt. So it is nice to see that. But yeah, I mean, the idea that they've kind of just swapped sort of places right now is pretty evident. And I think that was more so definitely the case when Killua and Akalgo, when Killua had that moment of compassion for Akalgo, right, and actually just saved his life. I think that was the moment, the definite turning point. So everything sort of in that is relevant to it, it's all relevant to really Akalgo and his mate there. And yeah, I mean, speaking of that, Akalgo referred to Leol as Hagya too, and Cheetu didn't notice. He doesn't really care anyway. You know what I mean? Because Cheetu's got that just one-track mind where he's not going to pick up on that shit. But of course, Welfin would, and then also the other dude as well, which I didn't write down the name of, because I felt like that guy was a bit whatever. You know what I mean? I don't really have all that much care for that whatever his name is, the guy who looks like a bit of a lobster. So yeah, I mean, he did manage to get in the elevator alone, and he is going down there, but they are aware of that, and it's, yeah. I mean, of course he wasn't, it's not like he was ever gonna. It's not like a Calgo was ever gonna come in here without any danger at all. I still feel like he's okay. I feel like he'll be fine. I don't think he's a character that'll die. Morel, I feel like every one of our characters that are in there right now, I feel like Morel's up there to die, and I also think Shoot and Knuckle, man. Oh, Shoot was like he was getting fucked up in there, you know. I love the fact that he never even thought about anything otherwise, and you know, because it allowed his moment to shine like even better because of the fact that he was labeled as a coward from when we sort of got introduced to him. You know, but he had that just one track mind of like it never entered his mind, and the fact is he was taking risky things just to buy time and everything, and even to the point of turning Youpi into attack mode. You know, I love the fact he used his hands to, like the floating hands, to come back to hit him out of the way of those things. Ugh. Yeah, it's like watching like Knuckle just like able to evolve at any point, and also devolve as well. Like these are things that he just brings out anyway. I suppose it's similar to like his wings and stuff, isn't it? Because he brings them out and puts them away at will. So I guess it doesn't, you know, I shouldn't be surprised that he's able to do that with the other stuff as well. Because at some point during the fight, he actually just went back to his normal head, whereas before it was just like a mound of torso with eyes on it, you know. And yeah, even after all of that, the only real thing they managed to do was, I mean, they got the bankruptcy thing on him, and that has done like next to nothing at the moment, but it's still going to remain there. So I guess that's something. It's a permanent thing, and I suppose the eye thing as well. But the fact is, he's got so many eyes, and I don't know what's stopping him from just creating more eyes, you know. And like, because we don't know what the limit is really of what he's able to do with his body. I thought when he first did it, I thought it was a case of like making a like a blind spot, so that Knuckle and Mello would be able to get out and keep doing like, you know, coming out of it like God's accomplice and then going back in it without being spotted. I thought that's what like they were going for, but it doesn't really matter now because Knuckles just come out of the blue and made himself known. Obviously unable to see Shoot you know, die, and of course, you know, I just feel like it was kind of like inevitable that it was going to happen in some regard, but I don't know. I mean, now it's a case of there's not much in the way of surprise that you can, you know. I mean, even though Knuckle is out right now, it feels like a one-on-one fight because Shoot, like, it's not like he's going to have time to really heal. I feel like he may be able to use his hands, like, but I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how Knuckle outfights Youpi. I really don't. And it just feels like it's going to be one-on-one. And Mello can't really do anything, can he? Like, his whole thing is dedicated around being a support. And, you know, I guess he could go... I guess while Youpi's attention is on Knuckle, Mello could go to Shoot and use him somehow. I've got a theory. If he uses Shoot, what if Shoot was to use the... like where he takes the like takes like a certain part of somebody and places it within the cage? Could he do that? Or would that, like, how would that mix with the non-detectable thing? You know? How would that mix with God's accomplice? Because it mixed with the bankruptcy thing, and you weren't able to see that, but I don't know how it would work with. But that would be perfect, right? And I guess it would force Youpi into defensive mode again, like just swinging the tentacles around so no one could get close. Because obviously he has to touch him in order to do it, right? So, but you see, I'm just kind of wondering to what degree Shoot, like that power that Shoot has, like how much could he really lock away? Like, could he keep going to somebody's whole body? The only thing is that when he gets rid of like an eye, right? It still retains the shape. It's like, oh, how would you describe it? Like, it doesn't delete the space where he takes it from. It just replaces it with like a noise image, you know? So what would really happen if he was to take every bit of the body? Like, could he do that? And if he could, what would like, would it be a case of Youpi wouldn't be able to see, hear, like, he would just, like, in some way, would it be similar to God's Accomplice? Like, would he feel like he was nothing, and therefore he just ceases to exist? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to think, like, how, like, because Mello at this point is basically useless. Unless he uses Shoot. Because there's no way he's going to be able to use Knuckle. Because Knuckle has to keep the attention of Youpi on him. So I can only assume that if Mello's going to do anything, and Shoot is really like at his limit, then the only way they could really use each other is if Mello was to use Shoot, and they could, and you, like, you know, and combine together. I don't know. That's my theory, though. What else? Yeah, I love the sort of the same mission that both Shoot and Youpi were actually on, and unbeknownst to both of them, like, I need to keep them away from the king, and because of that, they are both successfully doing their mission, which I think is why they are both content with what's going on, especially Shoot as well. Like, he was fine with it because he was doing his mission and he was doing it well. The fact is, when he went into sort of attack mode, that Shoot was like, this is the perfect thing because now I can keep these, like, you know, him coming for me, you know. I think the idea was that Shoot was going, I guess, trying to lead him away, but I don't know. I don't know how Knuckle fights you. I don't. There has to be. Their best chance is 2-on-1, right? Now, the only way Shoot is going to be able to really do anything, Mello's going to has to. So yeah, the fight with Shia and Morel hasn't really gotten underway yet. Shia's up to something. He's cocooned himself, and he's talked about a rebirth. I don't know, like, I mean, in the natural world, I would say that, wait a minute, that's wrong, because normally it's a caterpillar that turns into a butterfly. Like, butterfly is like the last metamorphosis of the animal, you know, like, that's its final form. But I guess because it's a chimera ant, it can do whatever the fuck. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, what could it be? It's just like, I've got nothing. I don't know. I mean, could it be a case of him transforming into something that's a lot more physical? Because it seems like he's got, like, you know, he can fight. Like I said, the only time we've really seen him do anything physical to anything was when he was flying through the debris and kicking it and stuff. Looks like he's got some technique. So if he's got the technique and he just needs, like, a bigger, more physical body to actually physically fight, maybe that's what he's doing. But I was thinking, like, it's going to be a mental fight between them, because that was funny as well, because last episode I was talking about how it might be a more of a mental fight with Youpi because he's not as smart. So it's just a case of keeping on distracting him and fucking him up that way. But I don't know. But it seems like that was more of the fight between Shia and Morel. And like I said in the reaction, I feel like the confidence and cautiousness, like that ratio thing, is going to keep coming back up. because that's something that Shia is able to sense other people's state of mind. And it was interesting, like, seeing that change as soon as he introduced himself. Like, I'm Shia, I'm one of the Royal Guard members. It's like, it's crazy how something as small as that could change Morell's like sort of like state of mind because of that, you know. It's probably because he wasn't expecting it. Like, he wasn't expecting to be introduced, like, for, you know. And that's the reason why he was a bit more cautious, because it does like have that element of like somebody who is more calm and collected. You have no idea really what's going on with them, you know. So you're more likely to be a bit more wary of them as opposed to someone who's out there and, you know, what's the word? Gregarious? I think that's the word, right? Egregious? I don't know. Something like it's some word like that. So I guess that's what it was. The idea that like this, you know, this chimera ant is sitting there completely sort of belittling what you think your power is, because obviously Morell is confident, right? And he's sort of that's his character. And seeing like this chimera ant almost like disregard that and just have that like calm, collected sort of just like, oh well, you know, it's scary. So maybe that's what put him on, like, you know, on a more cautious sort of thing. But yeah, cocooned and rebirthed. I'm only gonna. I mean, that's the only thing I can really say. It's got to be like just like a physical metamorphosis where like he's just going to become more physical. I think we'll have to wait and see on that though. But yeah, I mean that's that. That's that. We've got Cheeto who's running away to sort of join in. I don't know where he's going to come into play, you know, because I mean I would feel like the only logical place he would end up would be with Shoot and Knuckle, but that's not good. Like I feel like it's almost a mismatch with Youpi there now, with Cheeto on side. Like that's not gonna be that's gonna be worse. He's not getting the Shire and where Morell. I don't see it. I don't see it. So I don't know what he's doing. And yeah, Zeno must be the dragon. Like he must be like the physical representation of a dragon. He must just transform into a Nen dragon. Because he wasn't riding that thing, you know. But I love how that's how they take up. It's great. So yeah, they must have just going out into the desert somewhere. And also yeah, I see by like the sort of like the top comment on this episode on here, it says that the voice actor for Netero actually died at the release of this episode, I believe. It says yeah, that was the 28th of January 2014, I believe. So yeah, that sucks. I mean, I don't know what his cause of death was. Oh, it's definitely like an older gentleman as well. He was born in 1931, so yeah. Yeah, so he's pretty old. Bless him. So yeah, that sucks. I mean, I believe I don't know if it was a kid, like how much they'd really animated or done by this point, you know. So I don't know if next time we see Netero, the next episode might be you know, like a different voice actor or something like that. You know, which definitely sucks. I mean, that's just weird, especially considering that like the last thing that it seems almost wrong to just see him as the character of Netero, but like, I mean, that's all I know of him as, you know. I can only, the only like access I had to him was his voice, you know. So the voice is compared to the character, and it's just weird that like that's the last, like the coolest thing I saw Netero do was going to the direction of Nefapito like that, and then I figure out this episode, the last episode or whatever. I mean, I might be wrong. Like there still could be episodes where his voice is still in it up to a certain point, but it's just weird that that's how that worked out. So yeah, rest in peace to Ichiro Nagai, I believe his name is. Hope I didn't Ichiro Nagai. Yeah, that'll be how you pronounce it. It's got to be. But yeah, rest in peace to that guy. But yeah, I'm loving all of these episodes. Like every episode, it's great. The other thing as well, 10 seconds. So wait a minute, I thought it would have been like 40 seconds since they went through. But according to... Nah, it can't be. I refuse to believe that these... Since they came through the portal, it's been 10 seconds. Nah, it can't be. It can't. I get that, like, in other places, the time is a bit off. Like, for example, right? We were watching as Zeno and Netero, like, shot off with the dragon. But then, like, we went to a Calgo, and then it was like, oh, well, a bit before. I guess you're supposed to see everything, like, taking place all at once, but there's no way. There's no way that was 10 seconds. You don't know why? Because, I don't know, it's about... I guess it's right. When they came through the portal, that was when we start this sort of the time, right? The timer started when they came through the portal. Within that time, Netero had punched, or I guess swiped, Neferpito away. Within that time, the Dragon's Dive thing came straight through the palace, right? Netero and Zeno went to the king. Neferpito stopped herself, dropped, kept dropping, which seemed like for a fucking eternity. She managed to get there. The king managed to stay there and tell Neferpito that, like, heal her, right? They walked out. Like, they walked. Nah, I refuse to believe it's been 10 seconds since that portal's been opened. That's bollocks. That's bullshit. It's not. No. No. I don't care what they're saying. That's not 10 seconds. You can say, like, some things when characters are running, right? Because some of them are just fast. And I can understand when they want to animate something to make it seem like they are slower than what they are actually going. But you cannot tell me that walking speed, like, when they are walking, right? Let's say they had at least... How much time would they have had to have walked out there? Because they walked, right? He walked from the middle... The king walked from the middle of that fucking room out to, like, halfway out onto the fucking... the terrace, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? From there to there would have been at least 10 seconds. I would even say like 15 or 20 because of how big the place is. Not to mention, like, Zeno having to, like, charging up the fucking, the thing. There's no way. There's no way it's 10 seconds. I'm telling you now. I got bullshit. I was thinking it was like 40 seconds, which is mad enough. But 10? Nah. Mello couldn't even last 10 seconds. I disagree. But anyway, yeah, that's all I got on this episode. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I have links to certain things. One of them is the Discord, so you can get yourself over there if you wish. And I also have a Patreon page as well, so if you do want to support me, that'd be very much appreciated. I'm trying to, be able to make this my full-time thing again, like I did back in 2018, so I can get more content out for you guys and everything like that, and it can be more of a good time, get through more shows. So if you do want to support me, that'd be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. So there's the early access tier, $5 a month, gives you access to shows a week early, and you get 4 episodes of Hunt x Hunt every week. That's 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday, as opposed to the general public that only get access to 2 episodes a week. So by the time this episode comes out on YouTube for the general public, you'll be able to become an early access tier patron and have access to the rest of the show and reactions, because I'll be done by that point. And if you can watch the rest of the reactions within within a month, then it's only going to cost you $5. So it's a pretty good deal. There's also $10 for full length there. That doesn't really matter for this show, but for other shows you will need that, so keep that in mind. And then there are other tiers where you can have me you can pay to have me react to a certain show. So if you want me to react to a show, then go have a look at those tiers and see what they offer. But that's all I've got, so thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.